philosopher, Louis Althusser, whose rethinking of the concept of ideology in his essay Ideology and Ideological State Apparatuses. Althusser argues that ideology has the primary function of constituting concrete individuals as social subjects. How the individual is called into a subject position. One is born, one is assigned a family, a name, a gender, a race, an ethnicity, a nationality, a class status, and most of these assignments are accepted more or less without any conscious choice on the part of the subject. In this way, the individual is hailed or called into a social subject position, made a subject of a particular social formation, in a process which involves little, if any, individual agency.
Life. The first question becomes, what do you do? And according to how you answer that question, people are either incredibly pleased to see you or make a run for it. In other words, how clever and nice and friendly and sympathetic you are ceases to matter in most social occasions. We live in a world surrounded by snobs. What is a snob? A snob is someone who takes a small part of you and uses that to judge the whole of you. Job snobbery. So what is on your business card determines your identity. We are being judged, we feel, in a humiliating way. We feel there's so much in us that has not got an expression in capitalism. Capitalism is a machine that recognizes outward financial, external achievement.
And I start a revolution, a new Althusserian creed. The poor are no longer the poor. We have no titles, no ideology of the norm, no norm. People are people, not rich nor poor. See, education teaches me to read, write, and mathematics, teaches me technology, teaches me advancement for labor, knowledge for labor. History is only taught to keep people down, people like me, the 99%. I am not a radical. I do not wish to overthrow the rich. I simply want equal footing. Everyone digs a hole and they ditch. To those of you who do not want to proceed, quit reading this poem and go back on your knees. We are all slaves, slaves to ideology, slaves to the rich, slaves to commonalities, slaves to the 1%, the rulers of democracy. We are all slaves to our nationalities. We are all slaves to our government. We are all slaves to our educations. We are all slaves to our occupations, ideological state apparatuses, ISAs, the relations, the religions, the submission. We submit to our oppression. We are the oppressed. They have gotten the best and we get the rest. But what
We don't need
One consequence of this theory is that conventional conceptions of individuality, of the author, of authority, conceptions that have been central to the values of the Enlightenment and modernity, are called into question.
You've lost your identity because you now owe your allegiance to this thing that's bigger than you are, and that controls you.
There might be some space for a kind of agency, some space for critical distance.
Capitalism is not egotism. Don't accept the frame the way it is proposed to us today as a final one. Just start thinking about more radical changes, about how maybe things cannot go on indefinitely the way they are.
In the end, it's a messy system, and there is always the possibility for revolutionary change.
I claim that this is how things function. We don't really want what we think we desire.
We don't need no thought control.